Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Member of the Pod Bros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com. Find yourself another podcast that you want to listen to. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap Earl Soap Company, Tape Armor, and Rolls Gear BJJ Apparel. I'm Rob, and me and Aaron had another conversation today, and it kind of went off the rails, but we did talk a lot about dealing with living out here in Germany, training in Iceland, running a kids program. We were very all over the place. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this episode. And don't forget to check out our webpage, bjjshow.com. You can find some of our apparel as well as some of our old podcast episodes. And then don't forget to like us on Facebook, YouTube. Give us a rate and review on iTunes. And hopefully we will see you guys after the show.
Lay on my floor when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to
Furiously jerk off.
Well, that came afterwards. There's no it is the truth. I used to listen to Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon on tape. Now keep in mind when I was 14 it was like 2004 and cassettes had been out of They hadn't been cool since like 1986 or 7 whenever CDs came out.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like this long-haired hippie dude wearing a peace sign. I'm literally laying on my floor, in my room, just listening to the entire cassette of Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. And it's times like that when it's like when I think about stuff like that, I'm like, man, that was a free time. That was a time when I didn't give a shit about anything, and I can't recapture that anymore.
It's bullshit, man. It really is.
Sucks. You got to make payments on stuff. You got to go to work.
Got to clean a house.
You got to clean your house. You got to rub your dog's head now.
Got Krieger the No-Gi dog. Well, actually, before we get in, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob.
I'm Aaron.
And this episode is also brought to you by the Pod Bros Podcast Network. Don't forget to go to podbros.com. Listen to some more podcasts you like. And as usual, I feel like every time you and I have done an episode in the past 3 months, it's always started with, man, it's been a while since we've done an episode. We're terrible at this
There's
shit.
some sort of, there seems to be a gap between each podcast where there's a sort of irregularity, but I will tell you that part of that is my fault because, as you may have learned by now,
yes,
I'm an enormous flake. I will agree to something and then I won't understand what else I've already committed to on that day. And so then I'm caught in this web. I think I'm actually a pretty typical millennial with this. I'm just caught in this web of pre-existing commitments. And then at some point, I'll just sit there and I'll just freeze and I won't know what to do because I've agreed to too many things.
Yeah, and then you're stuck and you're like, fuck, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
But, I'll give you this. At least you're like, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, hey, man, I've got like my fucking my goldfish is aquarium caught on fire and fucking he's burned to death and like making up some weird ass
my couch leg is just broken so I gotta fix it.
I gotta floss my cat.
I gotta floss my cat's teeth. I gotta wipe my dog's ass.
Yeah, dude,
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, no, I there's been times when I've agreed to do a podcast with you and I just haven't been able to do it, and I mean, we got busy schedules. We're important men. Your dog is literally the most absurd creature on the planet. I love him. I love him so much.
Push him away, man.
No.
I think
I'm actually scratching his butt, which I think might.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, dude. So Krieger's like doing this digging motion where he's trying to burrow into the small of Aaron's back.
It's like the harder I scratch his butt, the more he wants to.
Yeah, he's gonna freak out. He's gonna start biting and growling here in a second.
All right, stop it. That's okay.
Fuck.
He's fine.
Yeah, totally serious podcast involving a dog that tries to burrow into people.
See, it would be one thing if I wasn't a dog person, but I'm 100%. I'm 1,000% a dog
Dude,
person.
dogs are awesome, man.
Dude, they're so good.
They're better than cats.
I tell you what, though, man. So I've taken my dog around here in Germany, and there's like this weird attitude where people have to get their dogs trained, and they'll be like really well behaved in a German kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Where, you know, you can take your dog and you can go to the cafe and you can put your dog on the ground and your dog will just sit there and be very nice. But then, like, if any other dog comes by, all these German dogs just start going crazy at each other. They're not, like, socialized, I feel like, to actually interact with another dog in a nice way. They're all just crazy growling and barking at each other. Have you had that experience at all?
Yeah, so I think, like, I can't really comment on the training of it. I don't know what the training is. Like, I don't know if it involves a shitload of hitting them with a stick or something.
Yeah,
like,
yelling at them.
Yeah, just like in very mean way. I don't know. Because, like, up here at the store, you know, you're not supposed to bring dogs in. It's an American store, no dogs allowed. So I stopped by, and there's this dachshund just sitting in, like, behind the first set of automatic doors. And
At the PX?
At the PX,
Okay.
yeah. And those who don't know, the PX is the post exchange. That's pretty much like our overpriced Walmart because we're stuck paying. Well, we're not, because if you're brave and you actually like to interact with other cultures, you can go off base and meet some really cool people and not pay $1,000 for something. But some people just don't because they're not very bright.
If you're the kind of person who enjoys who comes to Europe, and what you like to do in the military is you like to go from one base to another without having to interact too much with anybody out in the real world.
Yeah.
It's a good place for you to go. You can have your Starbucks, you can have your Burger King, you can buy your 511 tactical gear and your fucking Nautica polos and your, you know, generic fucking Van Huysen shirts, and you can be a generic looking dude.
If you are the type of person that absolutely hates culture and history and are just xenophobic to fucking no end,
yeah,
this is the perfect place.
If you're the type of person who moves to Europe and spends the entire time wishing you were back home, then the PX is the place for you.
It really is.
You don't have to leave the base. You just go to work and you come back. Man, there's a couple bars here. There's a bowling alley. You know, there's a jiu-jitsu club, which kind of sucks, but it's run by vagrants and weirdos and just
run a podcast.
Bald guys. Yeah. Nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're just
fucking weird, man.
Bunch of goofs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, so
And
yeah,
what
the
was
dog.
the
The
story?
dog. Yeah, fuck it. So, the dog's sitting there, and of course, being a dog person, I look at it, I go, "Holy shit! There's a dog sitting here, and there's no owner around."
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck does that?
That's weird.
Like,
Was it tied to anything?
No, it wasn't tied to anything. It was just laying there. So I'm like, "Hey, man, let's go." And he looked like I've never thought a dog could give you a look like this, but he looked at me. He's like, "Dude, you are fucking smoking something. You think I'm going with you anywhere?" I'm not about to pick up the small dog because we all know what small dogs do.
Oh no,
bite.
they're the worst.
They bite.
Yeah, small dogs are the worst.
So I'm like, the fuck is the owner? Go to customer service, and like it was a German guy, and the dog was so well trained. As soon as he got into the lobby area where the dog was, the dog like goes, "Oh shit, there he is," and gets up and just walks towards him, and they just walk out. Whereas like you take Krieger and Woodhouse, and they'll
adventurous
listen,
spirits.
Yeah, dude. Like if I said, "Hey man, you're gonna stay here. I gotta go pick up some Oakley sunglasses," and
hey man, I need Oakley sunglasses and cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with the cargo
fucking
shorts you're
asshole,
wearing
I'm
right
wearing
now.
cargo shorts. Fuck you, man.
Well, I gotta. Hey man, listen, I need some generic T-shirts of the place that I'm at, and the things that I've never seen and the places I've never gone to, but I gotta get a T-shirt for it.
Yeah.
They sell Germany T-shirts and
They do.
Wiesbaden.
Now, do I at least get bonus points because I'm wearing cargo shorts, but
A no FX shirt.
well, yeah,
That's
but,
10,000 extra points. The cargo shirt. I mean,
I was
look,
gonna
man.
say no trench coat with cargo shorts.
That's good. Yeah. Well, at least you don't have a braided belt and a horizontally striped polo from Chaps tucked into your cargo shorts and Sperry's
or
and
a
Oakleys.
fedora.
Dude, I tell you what, man. Some of the shit that I've seen, guys like who live here, and they just, man. I was in Croatia for work, and there was a conference that we were going to, and there was, I swear to God, man, dozens of army dudes in the airport. I mean, listen, if you're in the army and you have to get a high and tight haircut, okay. I mean, you don't really have to.
No.
Like, it's not required, right?
No, absolutely
You can get whatever
not.
hairstyle you want. But if you think that's what looks
Within
good on you...
regulations, yeah, but...
Yeah, well, if you think that's what looks good on you, okay. My dad had one for 28 years. And whatever, you know? Because also in Europe, that haircut's back... It's, like, in style. So the haircut's not a big deal. But the American flag, baseball hat, the grunt-style T-shirt... which if you're not familiar with that, it's just think of a generic patriotic T-shirt with crossed rifles and American flags on it. The backpack, the military backpack, you know. I'm like, man, listen, you know, can you try and blend in a little bit? Maybe get some of those fucking European pant shorts, you know, the ones that go down below your knee that are also sort of skinny.
Oh, like the
they're
capris?
They're like cargo shorts, but thin, but skinnier, and they go to like mid shin. You see those? I see those all the time. Listen,
I guess
be and have a little bit of a belly. Just don't look athletic at all. It's the European look. Just be sort of like, you know, wear silly pants and just be European, man. And wear a Speedo when you go to the beach. You just blend in, you know? Have relationships with men. And I mean, just blend in or whatever. Look, I don't know, man. What? You're just trying to blend in a little bit, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you.
So what's up with you, man? What's up with you went to the Iceland camp?
I did, man.
Yeah, changing subjects, thank God.
Yeah,
you went to the you
speaking of guys and speedos.
Yeah, speaking of guys.
Fuck.
Yeah, speaking of you know, being sweaty with other men. So what's up with Iceland?
It was so I went to it's my second Globetrotters camp. It was actually a lot of fun.
BJJ Globetrotters is not a sponsor of the podcast, right?
No, it is not.
Not yet.
They have their own podcast.
Oh, okay.
God bless.
Cool.
And
God bless
some of the shit we say on here is probably not going to vibe well with
interesting
many other people who might.
Well,
sponsor
that's
us.
okay. We're just joking.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the guy who said they liked our podcast, but for some reason we were fat shaming people. So I think pretty much the only fat person we were talking about on this podcast was me.
It was probably Rob.
Yeah. So you know,
I apologize if you were offended by anything we've said. But Rob is fat, and he needs to lose some weight.
Yeah.
But he's also pretty good. You're in pretty good shape for being just so, like, lardy and just fucking like overwhelmingly huge.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, I mean just like obese though, but like you're in good shape.
Terrible.
No, but just like Jabba the Hutt-esque.
Yeah.
You know, but like also you're in great shape.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's change this.
Rob's not fat.
So anyways, my fat ass went to Iceland this past week.
Okay.
And,
let's change the
fucking
subject.
ate
my
about
fat ass.
27 people.
Yeah.
No, and oh, shout out! There goes that guy.
The
Sorry,
last guy was like,
time
I'm back on board, and he's like, oh no, I can't be on board anymore.
That's all right, you know. But so pretty much like I went there and it was held at Mjolnir, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong because the Icelandic way of pronouncing Mjolnir is not Mjolnir, and I have no fucking clue how to pronounce it.
Me either.
So
and I've watched all of the Thor movies too.
Me too.
Did
he say
I don't
it was
know.
Mjolnir?
I had something.
Mjolnir?
I thought so. Yeah,
Whatever,
Mjolnir, right?
Something.
Yeah, it's like an M, M and
M, J,
a J,
whatever.
like a J. That's
Anyways,
a yeah.
So Mjolnir is apparently the biggest MMA facility in the world, and it is huge, absolutely huge. 3 different rooms you can train in. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different rooms you could train in. They had its own Viking bar. What else? Sauna, hot tub, shower area, pro shop, barber shop. Yeah, it was fucking.
You had a barber shop?
It did. You want to get your hair cut?
How far away was this from the rest of society that they needed to build their own enclave, like build their own city? That's crazy.
It was cool.
Barbershop?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, granted,
but why a barbershop though? Like I understand a pro shop, I understand a bar.
Yeah.
You know, because you're a hard fighting Viking warrior, you're gonna want to drink.
Yeah, and we did, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that. So,
But a barber shop. So here's the thing. So I first had experience with Icelandic people from CrossFit, just because I don't know if they just have nothing else to do, but they are always in the CrossFit games, like as individuals. They Icelandic individuals have won the CrossFit games multiple times, and they just all have great hair.
yeah,
Like I always
they really
noticed
do.
that. I was like, why? How do you guys have such great hair? So I don't know if that's the reason for the barbershop or not.
I don't know, man. But let me tell you, like, everybody had a great time there. And, so I don't know how many people were there. It was quite a lot. And,
I saw the pictures.
yeah, quite a lot.
There are a lot.
And let's see. So, like, the first class that I got to go to was a wrist lock class done by Steve. Steve, fuck, I keep forgetting his last name. He's a British dude who lives in Greece. It's hilarious. And he's really, really, like, he fucking changed up my wrist lock game. And it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to use them all. And, well, I taught some of that last week.
You've already used some of them on me or tried to.
Yeah.
It's something that if you know it well, you have to be really alert for it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, what was it? So, a surprise instructor showed up during the Gunnar Nelson class. Gunnar Nelson taught a class on guard passing, which is really cool. And so Carlos Machado showed up.
Oh, old Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old Chuck guy who gave Chuck Norris his black belt, guy who,
Oh, really?
helped train Keanu Reeves for John Wick. That's
Okay.
what they were saying. So,
Yeah. So is he Jean-Jacques' brother?
yeah.
Okay.
He said he's the least liked of the Machados, and he said
Why?
he wants to change it because, I don't know, he's not really pushing his social media or something. I don't know. But that's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I understand that because I can't fucking promote this podcast because I'm an idiot.
Well, it's because of all the fat shaming we do.
It is true.
That's
true.
probably.
So Carlos Machado.
Hold on. Do we do fat? We don't fat shame.
No, we don't.
really
man.
don't.
We don't.
We
We make
love
fun
everybody.
of me. And I think actually there was one episode where Sean, good old Sean, said something like, "You need to quit fucking eating, Rob," or something like that. Like, I think that's about it. No.
You're just
I take it back.
You're a
I
big
take,
guy.
I take it back. No, we have.
Okay. What do we
We
say?
made fun of the no-touch knockout guys.
Oh yeah.
I remember that shit now because we
That's
talked about
true.
how they spent more time fucking not training and
Yeah.
just practicing not touching people. than they actually.
And I think that's a valid thing. They are not in shape at all. That's you were taking advice on self-defense from somebody who's visibly does not look like they can defend themselves.
No.
You know, if I looked at you in BJJ and I said, this person's teaching me, I would say, oh, okay, cool. This person would annihilate me if we were in some sort of situation and he looks like he can fight. You know, he looks like, even if I don't know anything about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just like likewise, if somebody's 135 pounds of lean muscle and darting around like a monkey, then showing you Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm not going to say, oh, you're too small to know how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, you look like you know what you're doing. But the problem with these no-touch guys is that not only are they peddling things that don't work, but they're also very much out of shape and very visibly out of shape. And I really do hope that nobody thinks we're really fat-shaming people. We're just making jokes about Rob's, he's a big guy. I mean, what?
Man.
He's just so large. He's always been large.
I haven't fought anything less than ultra heavyweight since I've done jiu-jitsu. I'm just saying, man. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, he's the only guy in the gym who's bigger than John, which is just intense considering still John is like has the pressure. I've been under John's pressure. I've been under your pressure. I don't know if you've ever given me 100% pressure though.
Why?
I want to feel it.
I'll give it to you this.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna give it to you
Give it to me
on
Wednesday.
Yeah, Fuck yeah, I will.
Wednesday is gonna suck because you're gonna put pressure on me. You're gonna put full pressure, and we're gonna be in the gi, and I can't squirm out. But let's get sweaty on Thursday, and you'll see what happens.
Yeah, dude, I already know what's gonna happen.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna fucking roll around like a fucking idiot.
It's gonna be
trying to grab onto you.
and I'm gonna run around trying to pass guard, and I'm gonna be slipping around on the mats. That's gonna be a good time.
yeah.
Might have to
Grand
take our
old time.
shirts off, or
Yeah, I'm down.
or whatever.
Whatever, man.
Dude, let's go Let's go like 90s Hicks and Gracie in a garage, shirtless, wearing basically spandex
I've
underwear.
got a pair of bad boy shorts.
Oh,
in my,
I have
in
some.
my room.
I have some that definitely fit the bill as well. Just a valet tudo. And that's, I mean, is that valet tudo? That's kind of like
Those are
the
valet
thing,
tudo
right?
shorts, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's how I'm gonna do my next tournament. Valet tudo shorts, these knee sleeves, and just a bare chest.
You need to get a vitamins and minerals pair of Valley Tudo shorts.
Oh.
Just really fucking go old school.
Wait, what? What do you mean vitamins and minerals?
That was like an old like sponsorship for like some of
Really?
these guys like Ricardo Arona, I think was one of the guys who had vitamins and minerals.
What is
Or,
vitamins and minerals?
Shit.
Is
hold
it
on.
just like
Now I'm actually like concerned because I know Hanato Larange, that guy.
Hanato Larange?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy. He did
The
something. It was like
25-time world champion.
Yeah, he did something similar that was kind of like funny, but I think it was like fruits and vegetables. I think vitamins and minerals.
I think it's I feel like now it's one of those.
Yeah, vitamins and minerals, man. And dude, let me see if I can find old school shorts.
What is that, a company?
Yeah, it's an old school company, man.
Okay.
And dude, we'll get to it, man.
Well, I feel like if you did a competition, like a straight jiu-jitsu competition nowadays, and you did the valet tudo shorts thing, and you were just mad sweaty, I feel like that would be an advantage.
yeah, it
You know,
would.
like you'd be able to slip out of so much stuff. Like I slipped out of a bunch of heel hooks, my last one because I was so sweaty, and I was wearing basically my valet tudo shorts that are, I mean, they're chubbies. They're the brand chubbies, but they're their athletic shorts. They're
Yeah.
super short and durable, very stretchy. They're my favorite grappling shorts. The problem is that when I grab, I don't know if other people have this problem, but when I grapple and I expose a lot of skin, I tend to get, like, the next day, I get really itchy. And it's not from it's just from, like, I think it's like the heat and the salt in your skin, and I don't know. It's just like I get itchy the day afterwards. Sometimes it's really annoying.
Yeah, no. Well, I think it's just mainly because we talked about this kind of like
It could be all my
salt.
staph infections.
Yeah,
too,
or the
all over.
MRSA.
Yeah,
got all this
everywhere.
MRSA running all over your fucking body.
It could be this giant thing eating my calf. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not really well educated. I'm gonna train tomorrow anyway. But
Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it anyways. Oh yeah, so Iceland.
Yeah.
Try and give you like the Cliff Notes version. Carlos Machado about popped my head off, demoing a cross-collar choke on me,
Oof.
and that was a good time. And then what else had? So that was excuse me. Monday night was wrist locks, and the first thing I did was I ran to some of the bar team guys, and we drank after all the classes. We drank at the bar. And then I was like, oh shit, it's open mat. So like after I chugged 3 beers, ran back out and rolled around a bit.
This sounds like so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I wish that I had known I was free so I could have
Yeah.
come. God, that would have been so much fun.
Tuesday was Carlos Machado taught. Wednesday there was something else I did. On Wednesday I took another class. I'm trying to remember. And then like Wednesday night we all went out, and my hoodie was wet because they don't have dryers in Iceland. So it was like 50 degrees Fahrenheit,
They don't
rainy.
have dryers?
No, they just have like drying racks out here, like in Germany, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I hung my hoodie up, and I'm like, well, it's gonna rain tonight. It's not too bad. So
That doesn't make sense, though. It's cold as fuck in Iceland.
yeah,
So how do they not have dryers? Like, how does stuff dry when it's cold outside?
it takes a little while.
Wow.
Yeah, it did take a while.
That's weird.
So I was like, fuck, my hoodie's still wet from being washed. I'm just gonna John Danner it. So I put on a rash guard. I'm like, this will keep my body warm.
Yeah.
And then I just threw a shirt on over it. And we stayed out till I got back at 6 a.m.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, I'm going to go to bed. I am a little I'm a little sleepy, and, I've had a couple
tiny
beers.
bit sleepy. Yeah. Couple 1-2
And,
beers. I've never seen you I mean, you're a moderate drinker. You only have 1 or 2 beers, and then you're good. I've never seen you had more than 1 or 2 beers. You're just a very, very relaxed kind of, you just call it a night.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Or any other time.
So, no, that's not true. This is like my 7th
That's
beer,
true.
man. Damn it, I know when to stop.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
No, so we stayed out till 6, and I went to bed. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. I'll just get up. Doesn't matter. I've got like another week and a half of doing whatever. And I woke up, and I felt like shit. I was
Yeah?
sick.
Oh, you
I
were
was
sick.
I was
You were
not
actually
hungover
sick. Yeah.
because I still drank water and like
Yeah.
took some meds.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was coughing and had the sniffles and like was like, I'm not going to class today. I don't need to get anybody sick. So Thursday and Friday I spent like not rolling.
Really?
Yeah, it sucked.
Did you just watch or did you?
I slept all day on Thursday. I'm like, I'll just try to like get ahead of it. So like if I just sleep all day, I'll feel a lot better. And it did help.
Yeah.
I did go to the Blue Lagoon on Friday. That's where I was talking about European guys in Speedos, man. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
And then I felt a lot better. So like Saturday or Friday night, we went out and we partied again because, I don't fucking learn my own lessons. Like, it's
okay.
It's all right. But I didn't go nuts either.
Yeah.
So still, we were good. And then
you got like 40 or 50 more years of life to learn those lessons.
I do. Okay. I really do. And, it was... I actually learned a shitload there from like open mats and like the classes I took and just talking to people, and like they had some real heavy hitters there teaching classes. Like, it was a really 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 cool experience. And even though I took 3 days of classes, I was sick. Like I already added like a shitload to my arsenal for stuff that I can do.
Dude, I got to tell you, man, and I haven't been to any of these camps. I just know, several people who've gone to them. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's a cool idea that could very easily be poorly run and poorly managed.
I agree.
But it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like they're doing well.
They do really, really well.
It seems like they put together an itinerary. They have a bunch of guest instructors. They figure out the logistics. They figure out where you're supposed to stay. They figure out kind of how you're supposed to eat, and they say, okay, we're going to eat here, or you can eat here, allow you a deal of freedom. That takes a level of work. Like to say, okay, I'm going to pay however much I pay for this camp, and then the transportation to get there.
Yeah.
And then everything's going to be taken care of. You're putting, your trust in some people. And I feel like there's, it seems like they're succeeding. I saw the numbers on their Instagram, on the BJJ Globetrotters Instagram. I saw the numbers of people that were at the camp and that have been at the other camps. And I'm like, these guys are successfully, well, they're running a business.
Yeah.
Obviously. So it's, that's capitalism is the incentive. But at the same time, you're providing an experience for people. I think that's really cool. I think this could be like a fire festival situation. You remember that fire festival where everybody showed up and everything was, destroyed and like nobody had put in any work to actually, do anything to actually make the festival a success. But this seems really cool, man. I'd like to go to one. And again, like this, we're not sponsored by BJJ Globetrotters, but for me, the idea of such a camp, I think that's really cool. I don't know, but it seems like mostly they do it in Europe, though.
There's a couple like stateside. There's one in the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
So what's going to be fun is in a couple weeks I'm going to Maine, not for a Globetrotter camp. I'm going for the Origin immersion camp. So Origin gi's the only gi manufacturer in the United States. Not like they get them assembled in Pakistan. Like they actually make the weave in Maine. And make their own gis.
Origin gis?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of them.
I mean, sponsor us. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, hey man, listen, we're two American boys.
Fuck.
We're American boys with an American podcast.
Yeah.
Over in Germany, but we're American.
We're American.
We're
internationally loved.
Internationally beloved.
Shout out to Gumi, by the way. Thanks for talking to me at camp and saying you liked our podcast. Love you.
Yeah. Shout out.
What was it?
Gumi's a cool name.
Yeah, dude. He's the guy in the picture I showed you.
Oh, that big guy.
Me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a cool fucking dude, man.
I want to feel that pressure.
Is
that a weird thing to say?
Yes.
God, I just want to feel that pressure on me.
That's super weird.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay.
It's a podcast. Who cares, man? But yeah, no, it was really good, and came back and what was it? It was the week before, and now I'm teaching kids classes out here,
dude.
Now you're helping, kind of.
You're doing a good job. Well, I haven't done anything, but I am.
You're an advisor
of the cadre. Yeah, I am one of those people that you call if you need help. I think I might be able to show up and at least observe. If you want me to, I can.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's interesting how we do this podcast, and then sometimes we just talk about like club business.
Yeah,
like right now.
that's all right. No,
But
well,
I can absolutely.
I feel like everybody's gonna deal with club business or gym business at some point. You know, like everybody talks within the club. Everybody does whatever. So I mean, talking about kids classes, not uncommon for blue belts and purple belts and whatnot to be running a kids program or helping with class or doing whatever. So like in all reality, I feel like a lot of our listeners are at least invested enough to listen to a BJJ podcast to have already like either thought about or helped out or done something with the gym itself.
Well, I agree. And I also think that the kids class, it seems like, is the gateway to teaching adults, or it should be. Because those kids expect less from you than an adult would expect. You think?
No, I disagree, actually.
You think so? Well, I mean, just as far as like as technical knowledge, you can develop your teaching of the moves, because you're teaching. You have to start with teaching very basic stuff to kids, and then you can move on from. But then, even then, I mean, what's a purple belt gonna teach usually besides a fundamentals class anyway, right?
Well, so I see what you're saying. So for technique wise, I agree.
Yeah.
Technique wise, I feel like a kid's class is less work than an adult class, right?
Yeah.
The energy is different though. So like an adult class, when I teach, I show you a move, say, are there any questions? Somebody either says yes or no. If it's yes, I show the move again. We go over like what happened with it. And then you guys go and drill. And I can just kind of walk around and watch like 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes for us to drill whatever it is. Kids class, I can say, all right, we're going to work on guard pass. We're going to do the knee slice. And they go, okay. And I say 5 times each way, and everybody's got to make sure they count for 5. Like, if you give them 1 second of no interaction,
there's just chaos.
There's like fingers up noses. Yep. There's like, kids doing cartwheels off in the corner.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
Whereas adults, you guys are, mature as I'd hope you to be.
Yeah.
And
the worst thing that adults are going to do is nothing.
Yeah.
We're just going to sit around after we drill the move 3 times each, and then we're like, we're good.
Yeah. But then
Never seen that move before, but 3 times is enough.
Yeah. Whereas like you're wasting your own time.
Yeah.
When a kid comes to class, they're wasting not only their own time, but their parents' time. Because the parents are bringing their kids in, usually
they're watching
for discipline and self-defense and an activity,
and the
right?
Parents will be watching too, so you have that pressure from them to deliver. Oh, you gotta. That's true. You gotta be on the whole time coaching kids. Yeah, that's true, man. I used to coach CrossFit kids, and it was similar, but not at the same time. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't as intense, I think, as but there is that, like, you have to constantly keep them entertained. Like, that's why I don't think I could be, like, an elementary school teacher. I've thought of becoming a teacher, and I was like,
Same.
Dude, I need to be a high school teacher. These kids just chill out,
Yeah.
Like elementary school kids, they don't have that relaxed thing unless you tire them out,
And good luck tiring a kid out like that.
Good luck, yeah.
I got kids for an hour. Like, I'm not getting them tired
crazy.
like that.
You have kids at like 5:30 too. I mean, these kids are probably getting up early in the morning because they're kids, and they're doing school all day. Maybe they have a nap or something, and then they're just going. And at 5:30, they're all just playing with each other. Kids are crazy, dude.
They are. I was gonna say, I think like I just made it worse on myself. Not in the sense that like it's bad, but I started doing the advertisement thing, like, hey, free BJJ classes for kids on base.
Where'd you do that?
Just on like some of the Facebook pages.
Okay.
Dude, Wednesday's gonna be insane.
How many people do you think are gonna be there?
Like, add another 30 to what's there right now.
For kids or for
that
adults
are saying
too?
They
Did you
will
say anything
be
about
there.
adults too?
Well, I feel like the kids will feed the adults.
Yeah.
Right? Because, if you bring your kid and you're like, oh, the adults do this too?
Yeah.
And then I get, like, it's going to be a treat for me to teach adults because I can say fuck in the middle of class and not get in trouble or feel bad.
Heck yeah.
That's like, so like then, you get the dads or the moms. Like, that's how we got a lot of our students before too. It was just kind of like, Eva taught the kids class, and then like the parents are like, oh shit, there's adults?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in.
It's such a unique situation too. I mean, we're in a military garrison overseas where there really aren't a whole lot of options for extracurricular after school like traditional activities. I think they have some of the, the seasonal sports, but also I think some of these kids don't. I think there's probably a lot of kids who just aren't into that as much, or maybe they're into one and then not for another season. So you look for these options for jiu-jitsu, and I think for the parents it's a gold mine. This hour of jiu-jitsu, 2-3 times a week or however often it is, because I mean I don't know, if I was a parent I would have my child in jiu-jitsu versus karate, especially if you've heard of it. I mean, it's 2018 now, and a lot of these Americans are familiar at least a little bit with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But when you throw in the word free, that's a big deal, man.
I would say I think that's actually probably more attractive than the
Like,
that's the thing too. If you rarely has somebody come up to me who's had an interest in the class after I've talked about it or whatever. They hear I teach class that has no BJJ experience, and they go, "Oh shit! So you gonna be teaching the same stuff as Lange Riviera, right?" Nobody knows it. Nobody outside jiu-jitsu, and this isn't a down any insult. He's not a household name,
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Whereas parents see a martial art, they see their kid doing something, and it being good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the main reason a lot of people put their kids in there. I mean, you're going to get some who are I want my kid to be a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's why we signed up. And usually those are the same parents who send us messages on the Facebook page asking us to interview the kids on our podcast, and which I reply with no, absolutely not.
Can't do it.
No, I'm not having your kid on my show. So, I mean, that also, because we said this multiple times, I'm not having your kid on my show. Ever.
Oh, man. Well, I tell you what, man, there's competitive. I think you're going to get competitive parents, and they're going to be competitive about just about anything,
Yeah.
So you get Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a perfect sport for a very competitive parent, and I think that can be. I'm not of the opinion. There's shades of gray when it comes to that kind of thing.
How many?
50 at least.
All right, fair enough.
I think at least 50 shades of gray. I think there's 50 shades darker. I also think that there's this freedom. There's 50 shades freed.
Really?
I think that's what.
Okay, so that's where okay, but
yeah.
shades of gray.
Yeah. So many shades of gray, dark ones too. But I think that it's I forgot my train of thought. But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for kids is probably a lot of fun. I would have been into it, I think, when I was a kid. I don't know, man. I wasn't I didn't really get super into the idea of grappling with other dudes until I was 17.
Yeah.
I didn't get into wrestling when I was a teenager because I thought that I was way behind the times. But then I did one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 2 weeks at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu place in Colorado called Fuse Box, which I think is still around. And I went into and I watched a lot of UFC, and I watched a bunch of old Hoist Gracie videos. And I went to the wrestling room at school, and I challenged the wrestling coach to a grappling match with tap-out rules, and I tapped him out with a triangle.
Really?
And that was my extent of my high school grappling career.
Wow.
I just wish that I had more self-confidence to do wrestling, because I think a lot of people join wrestling when they're 14 and have no experience, right? I didn't realize that until years later.
Wrestling, because I did wrestle in high school. I wrestled for 2 years, and my skill level in wrestling was somewhere between garbage and absolute garbage. I was pretty bad.
But you had the confidence to go in there and do it.
Well, kind of.
I don't know, man. It's not something I could do.
No. Hey, shh. Krieger, we're recording a podcast. Please be quiet. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's enough.
So no, I didn't have the confidence to do it because it was kind of I think what kept kept it going was that people like say, hey, just come back, keep coming back. I know it sucks now. You'll get better at it. I did get better at it, but, I wasn't like state level, like caliber or anything like that. It was just, it was rough and it was angry and it was hard and it was, it was a tough workout and it was like a true sense of accomplishment. It's the same shit. Like if you have a really good like roll session, that is what it felt like. And it was something to like focus, like, cause I started wrestling when I was a junior, wrestled through my junior year. Like I said, terrible.
You started as a junior in high school.
I did.
See, that's awesome to me. That's crazy because I looked at it as this this thing that this certain clique or group of kids of guys would do, and I didn't belong to that group. I didn't play baseball and football and other sports during other seasons. I wasn't as into this physical culture as they were. I kind of wanted to be, but I didn't know anybody when I moved to my high school, and I just was like, I don't belong to this group, and I just sort of assumed that if you were a wrestler, you had to belong to the group already. And I feel like with jiu-jitsu, you could be one of those kids who's like a hardcore wrestler and does belong to maybe that sort of group or that are bros, jocks, whatever you want to call them, sort of this stereotypical wrestler, high school jock. Or you can also be just a total nerd. You could be a video gamer. You could be whatever you want. But I didn't have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu available to me, at the time. So I feel like the fact that these kids are getting this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from you, I think that's a really cool thing. At this point, some of these kids who might be afraid to do other sports even.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of an interesting thing. Like, we do have some kids who wrestle, which is cool. Like, Brendan wrestles. And, when I wrestled, the first year I wrestled, it was actually it was really shitty. Because, like, I remember, dude, I was not liked at all. I was, my wrestling coach was really cool. He was my history teacher. And,
so was the wrestling coach at my school.
Yeah.
That is so weird how those guys tend to...
They just like wrestling, man.
That's weird.
He was pretty fucking good too. So, he encouraged me a lot. It was really good. I was a new guy. I was the weird kid. Like, no shit. I was the weird kid in high school. Like, it's all good.
Me too.
Yeah. And
weird
high
kid,
five.
high five.
Weird kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, crazy.
Big time.
Ooh. Yeah. So, obviously I wasn't really accepted the first year. I mean, some of the seniors put up with me, and my peers, like the other juniors, are like, dude, this guy fucking sucks. And they were right. I sucked. I was terrible, man. And then even like the fucking freshmen and sophomores would fucking clown me during practice. But, I think maybe looking back, there was a lot of shit talking because, like, it was rough and a lot of people quit. So, like, I don't know. Maybe it was because I stayed the whole year that they're like it toned down when I became a senior.
Oh, absolutely, I bet.
Or like they're just like, oh, whatever. The guy isn't gonna fucking quit. We can't make him. So everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
that's a tough. Yeah, I mean, wrestling practice. I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was just like every day. It was just like, fuck. Let me keep moving forward. And then tomorrow's another day.
So you never got cauliflower ears from wrestling?
I have floppy ears, dude.
Yeah.
Like the most I got is like I have this really hard part.
They're tight to your head too.
Yeah. So like like you can bend your ears. If your ears are really bendy, you're not going to get cauliflower ear as much. So, but like on this year, even though it was bendy, I still have like this nice hard piece.
Yeah.
In the center right there.
Yeah, I'm prone to it mostly on my right ear, but on both ears because my ears are just. They just fucking stick out from my head. Yeah,
my parents made me wear headgear all the time.
That's a good move.
Yeah, I felt like a fucking rebel when I did one tournament that it was optional. I was like, oh yeah, watch this, no headgear, fucking old school.
Are you supposed to wear it all the time?
Well, I mean, it's supposed to protect your ears, but I mean, like I've gotten to
because wrestling's rough.
It is, man.
It's dirty, too,
dude.
Like it's like a lot of like slapping around and shit.
And what's funny is like looking back too, if you look at the difference between like we were a southern state and it was, southern states aren't really known for their wrestling programs. There's some that like some colleges have really good wrestling programs, some high schools have really good wrestling programs, but more or less like North Carolina, it's a football state, so damn it, you can play high school football, and
But they got to have a strong wrestling program too.
some places do. I mean, like like I said, there's some schools there, so we were a pretty good school. Like our high school team was like back-to-back state champions in like 3A. So then we moved up to 4A, and we had like a really, really fucking solid team, right?
Yeah.
So my coach was nice enough to let me go with I went to Appalachian State Wrestling Camp, and I was like, oh yeah, now I can, let's see, get ready for this senior year, see how I fare. And a team from New York came down to wrestle at the camp, and our team went against their team, and I've never received such a beating in wrestling in my life. Impossible level shit. Like it was legitimately nothing I could do at all. At all.
Wow.
Just
a whole other fucking level.
The only way, and this is another good embarrassing wrestling story. The only way any part of the match stopped in my favor was the guy ducked me down, tried to go in for a shot. I did this half-ass sprawl, and he headbutted me right in the mouth and split my lip.
Oh, okay.
So, they're like, oh, whoa, stop. And, my lip was pretty nicely split. And the ref's like, you good? And the coach was like, yeah, he's fine. Doc said he's fine. I was like, okay, cool. All right, man, this might be the moment where the tide No, absolutely not. He fucking just picked me up, put me down, and pinned me. I mean, it was terrible. Like I said, I was fucking garbage at wrestling. But
that reminds me of when I was in Little League, and we made it to the state tournament. We had our league, and then we had the state champion tournament. We were guaranteed 2 games.
Yeah.
And we went up and we played these 2 teams, and I think we got maybe 2 or 3 hits, our entire team.
Oh my
in
God.
Both games. And we went up on, we went up, and these other kids we were playing against, it seemed like they were so huge. It's like they had been held back a year and all put on this team, and now they were fucking 6 inches taller than us, throwing fastballs that were faster than anything we'd ever seen before. There was just a whole other level of baseball there. That's one of the reasons I quit baseball. Also because my parents didn't get me glasses for the longest time, so I couldn't hit. And I didn't say anything because I just didn't complain about shit like that. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That just a whole other level of wrestling. And one thing I've learned is that when the moment you think you're good at something, there's somebody who's just gonna come in and just fuck you up.
Yes.
Or at whatever it is, man. It could be reading. You could think you're a good reader, and then this guy fucking speed reads all fucking 7 Harry Potter books and just puts you to shame, or whatever. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's the only thing that came to mind.
Like a speed reading competition.
Yeah, speed reading. No, but you just
it's like
you
that
think
asshole
you're good.
that was it Book It back in the day, the Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Yep. You think you're good at something, but there's another level to it, man. Just when you're a white belt and you're tapping dudes out and you're like, oh yeah, this is great. Just some blue belt comes in and just wrecks your world,
Yeah.
I love it. That's one of the reasons why I love jiu-jitsu. It's just never no matter where I think I am, always can get my ego checked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's cool.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That was a real positive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu conversation with that one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I try and stay positive.
That's good.
You could see look, these are some sick Vans I'm wearing.
Those are some sick Vans, dude.
And you know what? I got a hole inside of them from too many kick flips.
Oh.
Couple too many kick flips. Actually, that's not really a kick flip. That's more from I don't know, something. I was trying some ollies or something. I can barely.
I was about to say, we actually do need to go skating.
Dude, there's some concrete somewhere. But if you want to street skate, we can do that. But there's a concrete park around here.
Yeah, it's right down here by the commissary, too.
Yeah, there's this one. It's not very good. But there's a real one out somewhere in town.
Yeah, it's by the Bahnhof.
There's
the train station, sorry.
I'm talking about something with a bowl, a legit.
Oh, really?
Bowl. Yeah, I know. So I stopped some skater punks one time in the street.
Hey, ruffians.
Yeah, hey you teenagers. Tell me where the nearest skate spot is. And they told me, and I have it saved in my phone. So we should definitely go there sometime. And I'm sure it has a street side. I want to do some stuff. That's what I like to do is in bowls, because I'm not very good at street skating.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm the least explosive 175-pound person ever. You know, like I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and I just can't jump. Like, I am the epitome of that movie, White Men Can't Jump. Except it doesn't matter that I'm white. I'm just a guy who can't jump.
Yeah.
Some guy can't jump. That should be the movie. That guy can't jump.
That fucker cannot jump.
I really can't.
No, man, well, definitely. And then, what was it? Stefan, he's the brown belt teacher who's like Dennis's club.
Yeah.
There's like a downhill, like you take a bus up and it takes like an hour and a half to go downhill, straight downhill on a skateboard.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that too.
You could probably die.
Is
it fast?
No, it's not. It's just like a nice, easy ride.
Really?
Yeah, so if you're just cruising, man.
That's cool. You probably want to do it on like a longboard or
that's what
or
he was
maybe
saying.
Something with bigger wheels.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Kind of my principals don't let me longboard.
Yeah, they probably go really fast. It's probably hard to control.
No, he was saying like you can control however you want. It's just like it's not bad though.
Okay.
So
interesting. It's just like a long, slow decline. Where?
Frankfurt, like a little outside of it. So it's like really not that far from here.
You could just go. Like, are there cars?
No, it's like a path.
It's just a path you can just go down.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
we got to
cool.
do that.
Yeah, we'll do that before it gets cold. Actually, when it cools down a bit, because it's fucking weather's insane.
It's so fucking hot. But you know what? Here's the thing, man. In about 2-3 months, everybody's gonna be wishing it was hot again.
No, I won't.
Well, I won't be. And the fall is beautiful here.
It is.
It's absolutely beautiful. The fall and the spring are amazing. But when we're trapped in the depths of winter and we never see the sun, I'll go to work, I'll go into my building, and it will be dark when I go into my building at like 8:30 in the morning. I'll come out of my building at 4:30, it'll be dark again. It's awful. You get this like depression over you.
Yeah.
Same way the sun is out, you know, for 16 hours, more than 16 hours out of the day right now. Like, that's kind of annoying, but like it's bad in the winter, you know. So we're all going to be I'm not going to miss the heat. I'm more of a cold guy, personally.
I like the heat better, honestly.
My whole family lives in Arizona, so they're a bunch of heat-loving weirdos. Prefer the cold.
Arizona's not bad.
It's all right.
Not at all. All right, so before we head out here, Aaron, is there anything you want to leave with our wonderful listeners?
Yeah, man. You know, I just be inspired by yourself. You know, don't like if there's something you want to do, just go for it. Don't let the bro clique, you know, discourage you from doing it. And you know, don't be afraid to lose a few extra pounds. Because you just what? No, I'm just saying, like, you know, listen, man. You know, if life makes you a little on the bigger side, you know, and you want to be smaller, that's okay. You know, there's no shame here.
Nah.
If you want to be bigger too, that's cool too.
Yeah, I was about to ask. What if I want to get bigger?
If you want to get bigger, man, that's okay.
All right.
That's fine.
Word.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you no matter what.
Yeah.
Don't buy into the hype.
Being skinny is not all it's cracked up to be, okay?
Yeah. Side control's on point.
I'm about to get smashed on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm doing Neon Belly.
Oh, it's gonna be nice.
Actually, no, because I want to keep your ribs intact.
Well, I'm gonna resist, but I do want to feel like you're full on side control. I feel like it's gonna be gnarly. You're just a big old purple belt. I'm about to be a brown belt. Just a big boy with some pressure. God, is it weird that I'm excited about that?
No, I think it's like the prospect of getting your ass kicked. Not you. I'm saying in general, like, hey, somebody's here to whoop your ass.
Yeah,
like, good.
Good.
Unless good.
Good. Jocko Willing.
Yeah,
good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll be at the camp in a couple weeks in Maine.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I just gotta get all the goods out of my system so he doesn't think I'm making fun of him.
Ask him when his next book is coming out, because he's a SEAL.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And all they do is write books.
Oh. I'm sure he's never heard that question before.
No, not at all. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm writing a book. Good.
It's called Good. All right, well, I have really nothing else to say. Like, you know, hey, thanks for listening to us, and we love you all, and buy some T-shirts. How about that?
Yeah.
That'd be good, because why not?
Why not?
Because I'm shamelessly plugging the podcast. And, you know, tell your friends. Let's get up on the upswing, man. That's what we need to do. We need to get out there doing this shit for, like, what year is it? Almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Almost 4 years,
2018.
man. Yeah, man.
I wasn't there when it started.
Nah, but you're here now, so that's all that matters.
Here now.
All that matters. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob.
I'm Big Aaron.
And don't forget to check out Pod Bros Podcast Network. Listen to some other podcasts you want to hear about. Check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company, Tape Armor and Rolls Gear, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Apparel. And we will catch you guys next time.